So is it arranged horizontally or vertically here?
So horizontally in this case, no?
In this case, it is arranged horizontally. Yes, it is arranged horizontally. So now we have to find out individual parameters. So what is the density here?
So 960 kilogram per meter cube.
Yes. Then you have G, right? Then you have what is lambda? Lambda is also given. Then how much is K? K is also given. Mu is also given. Okay. Mu, and then you have N. N is the mu here. You will have one N. N is the number of pipes, but then initially you go for one, right? And then you can go for the N. So mu into D0. What is D0 here? What will be D0 here?
D0 is outer diameter.
Yes.
So it is also given. It is given as 12.5 millimeters.
Yes, it is 12.5 millimeters, right? So D0 is given. What is the number of pipes here? What is N here? You have an N here also, right? What is the number of pipes? How many number of pipes are there?
100, sir.
100 tubes, a bundle of 100 tubes, right? And then what is your delta T?
Delta T will be 99 to 98. 1 degree, sir.
What is the degree of superheat? So generally, like condensation means it is at 100, correct?
Yes, sir.
So 100 minus 98, that is 2. Okay. So for a square array of 100 tubes, what will be N? For a square array of 100 tubes, right? So you are essentially, you have tubes like this, right? Square array means it is like this. This is a square array, correct? So for 4, what is there in the row? 2. For a 10, what will happen? You may find like, this is 10, right? And then, you have in this manner, you have an array, which is, so what will be N for you here? So this is a square array of tubes, right? So what should be N? If you have 100 tubes and if you have made a square array of tubes, then what will be N?
10.
10. So N will be 10. Okay. So you have now all the parameters to identify the heat transfer coefficient, correct?
Yes, sir. So delta T was in this case
Delta T is 100 minus 98, correct?
100 minus. Okay, yeah. Yes, sir.
Come in. कितना आया एज? ये अभी मत भेजिए क्योंकि ये अभी रिवाइज होगा.
Sir, 2239.25.
2239. Yes,
sir. 39.25.
I have some other value. Maybe some numbers are not accurate here. Okay. Anyways, now once you get H, then how do you get Q? Q is equal to what? HA delta T, right? Q is equal to, you have HA delta T, right? What will be your A? For a bundle of 100, what will be your A? Total area of transfer. See, for this sort of thing, for individual, how much is that? Total area of, say, suppose if you look at the bundle like this, which is a horizontal one, right? So you are in your on the image in the figure 1 for only one pipe it is given. How does it look like? But you have to visualize that there are in a heat exchanger there are 10 by 10 array, which is a bundle of 100 tubes on which the steam is coming. And because these pipes are at a little lower temperature than the steam temperature, so on the surface of the pipe, the steam is condensing. The steam is getting converted into vapor state to the liquid state. And it is a film-wise condensation that is taking place. Right? So what will be A here for a horizontal tube? What will be the area? Say for a horizontal tube, what will be the area? Am I audible? See, if you have a horizontal tube, then what will be the area?
2 pi RL.
That means pi dl, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And you have n number of tubes, right? So what is the total area?
N pi dl.
Yes, n pi dl. So how much is it coming? कितना है ये?
Sir, approximately 0.393 L. L is not given in this case.
Yes, per unit length, right?
Per unit length, it is 0.3926, 3927. Like,
0.39. 100 का है ना?
sir, N is 10, right? Like in this case, or because
No, N will be 100, no?
okay, this N.
In that case, it was array, right? Yeah. Yeah, about 4, correct?
3.9.
So what will be Q? Great. So finally, I could manage to. My screen is visible to all of you, right? Hello.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now I could get rid of the bug. Yeah. So how much did you get for Q?
So somewhat close to 17,600.
17,587.1.
Yes. Now, what is the question that you have to answer? If the number of tubes are changed to 400, basically you have to understand what is the rate of heat condensation, okay? The rate of steam condensation, right? So this is what you have to answer. What is the rate of steam condensation? So how do you get the rate of steam condensation now? See, this heat transfer Q that you obtain, this is related to what? What did you get with this Q? See, this is the amount of heat that is transferred because of the condensation, correct? So how do you get the mass flow rate, total mass flow rate of steam condensation from here? What is the recipe? So mass flow rate will be equal to Q by lambda. Right, lambda is the latent heat of condensation per unit mass, correct? And Q is the rate of heat transfer. So if you divide by that, if you divide Q by lambda, what you get? What will be the unit? If you divide Q by lambda, lambda is joule per kg, right?
So kilogram per hour.
Kilogram per second, right? So,
Yes.
so that means you get the mass flow rate. So how much steam is condensed? You know, that measure you will get if you divide Q by lambda. Correct? So how much is it coming?
So 7.799 kilogram per second.
Sir, 0.00.
Sir, 1
Yes.
to 1.87 kg per hour.
Yes, I am not giving you the numbers. You figure out the numbers accurately, okay? So that you submit during the tutorial submission, right? So, but the idea is clear, right? Can anybody explain me why m dot is equal to Q by lambda? Can you explain me? See, there is a pipe, right? Now, what is the age that we are calculating? Age is related to the film that is forming. The film is forming why? Because you have a steam, and that steam is, you know, since it is at 100 degree and the pipe is at 98. So what is happening? There is a temperature difference, and at 1 atmosphere, this 100 is going to be like, you know, a part of this particular steam is becoming water, right? So there is a heat transfer. There's a convective heat transfer between the steam and the pipe, which is leading to the condensation, right? You are calculating the heat transfer coefficient associated with that because of the condensation and the heat transfer. So heat transfer is happening from which place to which place? Can anybody answer? What is the direction of heat transfer? It is from the steam towards the pipe, correct? There is a direction of heat transfer. Driving force is always towards high temperature, towards low temperature, right? Now, if you divide by lambda, so then you will find, like, you know, how much, you know, liquid has been condensed. Is that clear? Any question you have here? You have any questions here? No? Great. So problem 2 is same, but this might be vertical. So we skip problem 2. Okay. Let us move towards problem 3. Ashish, are you there? Ashish Pal, are you there? Adarsh is there? Adarsh Kumar. Akshat Nigam is there? See, those who are not there, I am taking a kind of, eye of students, those who are not responding. That means, they are not participating.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
in
Niru.
first question, significance of film temperature.
So the film temperature decides what will be the film temperature. Yeah. Why is that?
So 99 degrees centigrade is given.
So it is about an average of 198, correct? The
Yes,
film
sir.
temperature, what you are doing, it's an average of between the 100 and 198, right? So all the physical properties of film you are deciding at 99. Is that clear? Density, viscosity, okay? See, at the bottom of the film, you have 98. At the top of the film, you have 100. So you are deciding all the physical properties as average physical properties at 99. So then it makes your calculation a little bit more accurate. Of course, if you have the full profile, if you change the density likewise, that will be the most accurate. But if you use the average, then I think you will be in a much better position. Question will be whether you use physical properties at 100 or 98. Is it clear?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Akshat is there. Akshat Nigam.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you please read this problem for me?
Yes, sir. Just wait a minute. There was kind of problem in my mind.
Can you see it now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Please read.
An electric stove shown in the figure 2 above is used for some high temperature requirement operation in a lab. As per stove design and operating parameters, its performance is not up to the mark as required heating is not provided by the stove. You are asked to go over the heat transfer study of the given system with the following details and find out the reasons for the degraded performance or suggest some arrangement to avoid the heat loss. Air
Yes.
as the temperature of 25 degrees Celsius flowing across a flat plate at a mean velocity of 7.5 meter per second. If the
So essentially,
surface,
you are assuming that this system can be simplified into if there is a flat hot plate and then air is flowing on top of that, which is at 25 degree, and on this surface, the air is blowing at a speed of 7.5 meter per second. Correct? Yeah. Then
yes. If the plate surface is 575 degrees Celsius, make calculation for the heat transferred per meter width from both sides of plate over the distance of 20 centimeters from the leading edge.
correct. So how do you go about this problem? How do you go about this problem? So your expression for this particular system, the expression for Nusselt number is given, correct? So whether it is a forced convection or free convection, what type of situation is this? Do you have any idea?
Forced.
What type of convection is this? Forced convection or free convection? Do you have any idea? Forced was your answer, right?
Yes, forced.
Yeah, it's a forced convection, right? Okay, but there is a chance of free convection also, right? There is a temperature gradient here, right? So how will you attempt this problem? Akshat, any idea? Akshat, right?
Yes, sir.
You have any idea how to attempt this problem?
Yes, I'm thinking of it.
So what are the things that you have here? You have the air velocity, right? 7.5 meter per second. Correct? What are you thinking here? What is the question that has been asked here? What do you want to calculate here? Make the calculation for the heat transfer per
Transfer per-
meter width of both sides. So you have to really calculate the rate of heat transfer, right? So in a convection, how do you calculate the rate of heat transfer?
So, to proceed further, first we will be calculating the Reynolds number.
No, but I am coming to that. First, for a convection, a forced convection process, how do you obtain the rate of heat transfer? Which formula do you use? Do you remember Newton's law of cooling?
Yes, sir. H is
What is that?
T is to infinity.
So Q is equal to what? Rate of heat transfer is equal to what?
Like HA T infinity is T surrounding.
HA delta T, right? HA delta T.
Yes.
In this
Yes.
one, which are the things that you do not know? Delta T, what is delta T here?
The delta T is given.
575 minus 25. You have given the delta T, right?
Yes, sir.
What will be the A here? The plate dimension is given to you.
Yes, sir.
What is that? So you are given the plate distance is about 20 centimeter.
20 centimeter above the leading edge.
And per meter, right? So you are given
Yes, sir.
20 into 20 centimeter into 1 meter, right? That is your area is given. Now you have to understand what is H, right?
Yes, sir.
How you obtain the H? So Nusselt number contains the H, right? This is H V by K, right?
Yes, sir.
So essentially, you have to calculate the Prandtl number, you have to calculate the Reynolds number, you have to use this correlation in order to get the H from here, correct? So then you have the Q. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So what is the Reynolds number? What is the density for the Reynolds number? Density is given here.
0.615 kg per
Very
meter.
good, very good. Then what is the velocity?
Velocity 20, is it given value 29.724?
Huh? Velocity. Not viscosity.
7.5.
7.5. Very nice. 7.5. Then you have got the length, right? So how much will be the length? Rho VL by mu, right? It's a flat plate. What is the length given to you? Dimension? It's 20 centimeter, correct?
20 centimeter from the leading edge. Yes.
Right? So you have to convert it to meter quickly. And then denominator mu, you have how much? Mu is how much given?
Mu is given
what?
29.7.
10 to minus 6. So what is the Reynolds number coming? Anybody got Reynolds number? Neeru, what is the Reynolds number? Did you get it? Anybody has got the Reynolds number?
3.1 into 10 to the power 4.
Who is that? 3.1?
Into 10 to the power 4.
Yes, 3.1. Very good, Neetu. So 3.1, 10 to the power 4. That is the Reynolds number, right? What is the Prandtl number? Mu Cp by K. Mu already given. Cp how much? It's given here, right? 1.0465 kilojoule per kg. Be very careful. That is equivalent to joule per gram, right? We have to use joule per kg. And then K also given. Thermal conductivity is also given. That is in the denominator. So what is the Prandtl number?
Is it around 187 into 10 to the power minus 6?
Prandtl number.
Like,
No, you have made a mistake in the units.
okay, yeah.
Prandtl number will always be from 0.5 to 1. You know, this is one piece of wisdom to all of you. Generally, Prandtl number is about 0.7, 0.6, 0.8. Until or unless you have some exceptional feature. It is near 1, a little less than 1, always. For normal situations.
Well, it's 0.7.
Yeah, about 0.675.
Yes, sir. 0.67.
Okay. So you have the Reynolds number 3.1 10 to the power 4. You have the Prandtl number. Now in this equation, what will be your TS and TA? Can anybody tell me what is TS and TA? TS is the surface temperature and TA is the temperature, air temperature, right?
Sir, TA is 25 degrees centigrade and TS is 575.
And you have made the mistake, right? Because these are all in Kelvin. So be very careful. That's the reason why the problem is given to you.
Yes, sir.
So difference when you take, it doesn't matter whether you're using centigrade or Kelvin. But when you
TS
when
490.
you take the ratio, it is very, very important that you convert it to Kelvin, correct? So now you tell me what is Nusselt number coming. So I need two answers. One is now what is Nusselt number and what is the, since this is NUX, you are going to get what? You are going to get the local heat transfer coefficient, that is AHX. See, all the things that we read, we are bringing the entire thing into practicality, okay? So that's the beauty of doing the problems, numericals. So while you are looking at the lecture notes and all these things, it appeared like Hebrew, right? But then now you can see that a simple hot plate, if you put it as a kind of like, plane, and then there is a air flowing at a speed of 7.5 meter per second. From there, you can really calculate a film, formation, and then heat transfer and the convective heat transfer associated with that, just by using these correlations. And you will get.
Sir, 59.
Yes, about 50, 57, 58, yeah. Heat transfer coefficient. So that is the strength of these calculations. You really don't need to get into the real depth of the equations before you have all the numbers with you. To give you measurements like, moment you have the heat, you know what is the energy that is required or the energy that is lost from the system in this case. Now, while you do that, I just draw a very simple thing that, this is the way we are representing this heater. That's fine, take care. So there is a kind of heater which is at a very high temperature. Temperature is very high, and on top of that, I am blowing air, which is at 7.5 kg per second, right? Whatever it is, you have the unit. What is the unit? 7.5 meter per second, right? Now, in this sort of situation, see, Hx, what you are obtaining is at any point x that is associated with your calculation, correct? Say, suppose you are here, you may go for the 20 centimeter. But you may understand, since the delta is varying across this, Hx will not be same as everywhere. Okay, so you have to use, in order to have an average heat transfer coefficient, you have to use, say, suppose 2 of Hx. Why? because in this situation, you may see the delta is very small, and in this situation, delta is high. So as you know, h is equal to k by delta. So you may expect that here h is very high and here h is very low. So average h will be larger than the local h, which is at 20. Here you have the heat transfer coefficient, which is the least. Here you have the heat transfer coefficient, which is the highest. So average will always be larger than the local, right? So at least at the stage where things have already developed, right? So you have to, in order to have, say, suppose Q equal to, when you are going for this sort of calculation, you will be using H average A into delta T, right? So now this H average you will calculate from Hx, okay? And the correlation will be H bar equal to 2 into Hx for this particular problem that has been specified. So kitna aaya Hx?
48.65.
Yes, about 48. Nice. तो H bar कितना आया फिर? How much is H bar? क्या हुआ, इतना टाइम क्यों लग रहा है? H bar मिलने में इतना टाइम लग रहा है? I have told ना H bar equal to 2 into Hx. मिल गया H bar?
About 96.
Yes, and then what is Q? Yes, Noel. What is Q?
Yes, just calculating.
Now you may see in the question it is written for both the sides. So it is written that heat transfer per meter width from both sides of the plate over a distance. Okay, so Q should be multiplied by, Q you have to multiply by 2, right? So 2 into H bar into A into delta T. That will give you the right answer.
Sir, here dimensions are not given for calculating area.
Why?
Only
You have
20
20 centimeter and 1 meter is given, no? Heat transfer per meter width of the both sides.
Okay.
So 7.39 into 10 to the power 4.
7.39
into 10 to the power 4.
यूनिट क्या है? See, 2 into 96 into 0.2 into 1 into 575 minus 25. How much is coming? Simple, no?
21.1.
21.168. Not kilowatt. 21, yeah, 21.16. Yes. I have 21,168.4 kilojoule per hour. Yes, it should be something like that because 100 is there and 575 is there. (21,168.4 kilojoule per hour). That's what I have to answer here. Anyways, leave it. Next one. It's a very interesting problem. So Noel, can you read this one?
Yes, sir. Consider atmospheric nucleate boiling of saturated water. The bubble rising velocity is 2.8 meter per second and average radius of the bubble is 1.6 millimeter. Assume applicability of the following relation. Uh, that equation. Then A, what will be the drop in vapor temperature as the bubble moves up through a distance of 0.25 meter using the following result. And B, what is the condition of the collapse of bubble?
Right. So how do you approach this problem? But the velocity is given, right? You have the velocity of bubble rise, right?
Yes, sir.
So what is the Reynolds number? Can you calculate?
Just a second.
Anybody got Reynolds number?
Sir, is it 30,000?
30,168, something like that. Prandtl number, how
Yes,
much is Prandtl number? Is it given, Prandtl number?
Yeah, it is given. It is
Correct.
given 1.75.
1.75, right? A little higher because two-phase system. Okay.
Okay.
Now, what is your mu infinity and mu r? Mu infinity is given. How much is your mu infinity?
2.78 into 10 raised to minus 4. It is given.
Correct. And what is your mu r?
Same as mu infinity.
Yes, mu and mu s and mu infinity are same, right? Surface temperature is given, right? So now you can calculate the Nusselt number. Quickly do that. Hello. Yeah, please tell. Yeah, did you get the Nusselt number?
Yeah, 165.9.
Very nice, 160. So what is the heat transfer coefficient? H.
Just a second.
So Nusselt number into K by L. K is given, correct? How much is L? Bubble radius has been given, right? So HD by K. So you know what is the L.
Uh, 35,359.
Yes, nice. That is your Nusselt number, correct? Sorry,
No,
heat transfer
transfer.
coefficient. Heat transfer
Yeah.
coefficient, right? Now, what is the question? So what is the first question that you have? Can you read?
What will be the drop in the vapor pressure, vapor temperature as the bubble moves up through a distance of 0.25 meter using the following result?
Correct. How will you do that? What is the method to do that? So you have to now enforce an energy balance. Okay. So what is the energy balance that you generally? How do you enforce energy balance? Sorry. What happened to this? So what is your energy balance? So your convective heat transfer, whatever is happening, say H into A into T vapor minus T sat, right? Okay. So this is equal to what? You go for M into Cp into delta T, okay, divided by delta tau, right? This is your, this is the heat capacity and this is the convective heat transfer. And what is your M? M is equal to what? M is equal to, it is rho V, correct? Now, if I rearrange this equation, what I may get? I may get delta T is equal to what? Delta T will be equal to H into A into TV minus PS divided by what? This into delta tau divided by how much? Rho V into Cp, correct? So this is my delta T. This will be my temperature drop. So what am I expecting? This is going up. How much is the distance it is going up? That has been given us. How much is the distance it is going up? What is given in the question paper? How much is the distance it is going up? 0.25 what?
0.25
Meter, right?
meter.
And what is the velocity it is going up? What is the velocity?
2.8
Yes. So then what is delta tau? This will be equal to my delta tau, correct? And what will be my A? What will be my A? A will be equal to what? 4 pi r square. R is given. And then V equal to pi d cube by 6. So what is my area calculation? What is my volume calculation? And then what is my delta T calculation? This is what is pending for you. So what is delta? What is area coming out to be? Anybody has done it?
0.0032.
Yes. What is volume coming in?
-1.7 into 10 raised to -8.
Very nice. So then what is 10 delta T coming in? What is the temperature drop?
Sir, how we get TV minus T saturation?
TV minus T saturation is not given here.
Relation is given.
Yes. So 2 gamma by R into T sat square P by lambda. Okay. So this you calculate in home, right? And this relationship also there is a proof. Okay. That you do that in your home. Let us do one natural convection problem, problem 7. Okay. So let us shift towards problem 7. I think those two you can really look at the literature, other two. So problem 7. Let us shift towards problem 7. We have only 6 minutes. Let us finish this. Who is reading this one? Bhumika is there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please read this one quickly.
A room is heated by igniting a fire at hearth. The exfiltration of room air through chimney is reduced by the use of glass door, fire screen of height 0.8 meter and width 1.1 meter. If the atmospheric air is at 298 Kelvin and the glass attains surface temperature of 175 degrees Celsius, then calculate the free convection heat transfer rate from the fireplace to room.
Convection, free convection. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, convection.
So how do you calculate? Yeah. These assumptions are okay. How do you calculate them? What will be the method? So this GR is Grashof number, right? And this PR is Prandtl number. So instead of Reynolds number, now you have to calculate the Grashof number, right? Now what is a Grashof number? So you are given Nusselt, your expression for Nusselt number is given, and Nusselt number is giving you what? Grashof number into Prandtl number is your Rayleigh number. And Rayleigh number decides, if it is between this is a laminar, and if it is between this, then it is a turbulent, and then the correlation changes based on that. Okay. So typically Grashof number is calculated as, if I write down the equation, GR will be equal to L cube G beta delta T divided by nu square. Okay. So film temperature TF is equal to T surface plus T infinity divided by 2, and beta is equal to 1 by TF. Okay, so these two things, what is T infinity you have? What is T infinity you have? That is 25. What is TS you have? That is 175. Right? So what is TF you have? TF equal to what? 175 plus 25 by 2, that is equal to 100. And what is beta? Beta equal to then 0.01. Correct? So you have beta, you have TF. Then what is your delta T? How much is your delta T here? It is 175 minus 25. Correct?
57.
150. So 150. What is your L? How much is your L? Is given 0.8. What is G? G is 9.81, right? Beta you have already calculated. Nu is given. So how much is Grashof number coming up?
So mu is given.
Nu is given, no? Nu is there.
Yeah. Yes, sir. It's minus
How much is Grashof number coming?
L cube into L cube is 0.8, sir, right?
Yes.
0.01. Sir, it is approximately 26,160.
No, more than that. New square at the bottom, new square.
Okay. Oh, new square. Wait. New square. Yes, sir. It's a very big number, like 908 and 5 times 3.
Now this is in my case it is about 4 into 10 to the power 9. Anyways, it can be wrong. Now, what is the Prandtl number?
Sir, how 4 into 10 per 9? I think I put in the same values.
Anyways, the value I have here for 3.77 10 to the power 9. Okay. Anyways, Rayleigh number is Grashof number into Prandtl number, right? So Grashof number is, say, suppose you have 10 to the power 9, correct? And then you have, what is your Prandtl number here? Say, suppose 0.7. That is given 0.688, right?
Right.
So you have 10 to the power 8, roughly about 7 into 10 to the power 8. That is your Rayleigh number. So it is either whether it is laminar or turbulent. Your free convection. Whether it is laminar or turbulent, your free convection 10 to the power 9 means, in case of natural convection, it is what? Yeah. So it's a very high Rayleigh number flow, right? So it will be a turbulent flow. So you should use this formula in order to really calculate the Nusselt number. From there, you will get the age, and from the age, you have to calculate the rate of heat transfer. Okay. So the change, I wanted to show you the change that is required in case of a natural convection. In case of a forced convection, you are calculating the Reynolds number, whereas in case of a natural convection, you are calculating the Grashof number, Prandtl number, and then Rayleigh number, and then you are going to the correlations in order to calculate the heat transfer coefficient. It can be local, average, same, and then from there you are calculating the Q. Clear? Any question? Any question you have? So this is today's 12th, right? So you submit by next Monday this tutorial. Is that fine with all of you?
Sir, is it possible to make it Tuesday, because Monday we have another tutorial? We have 3 tutorials.
Tuesday is a holiday, right? Next Tuesday is a holiday.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, next Tuesday is a holiday. 19th is a holiday. You submit on Tuesday. No issues.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Great. Great.
Timing, sir, on Tuesday. Bye.
I mean, submit on Tuesday only. Don't go to Wednesday. That is Tuesday means, up to 12 in the night. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
No, yes, sir.
Great. Yeah. Great. So happy Dussehra, happy Durga Puja. Okay. Because we are meeting next Monday. And bye-bye for today.
Same to you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.